You alluded to this a moment ago, just the college recruiting process
Yeah.
and I mean, craze that seems to surround that. Give a little insight into like what happens when
Yeah.
you're actually in that process.
It's wild. I mean, I think for me, I had some sense of what was going on, but again, I was like, I just want to chase the game. My whole vision was to make it to my goal and make it to the NBA as soon as possible. I wanted that college experience, but overall, and this helped being not only teammates but roommates with Russell Westbook. Like we saw things very linear. We knew what we had to do to get to that level. But that's the problem. Like the college recruiting process, I feel like has just continued to get worse. People's parents and their handlers and everybody, wanting something in return, and that just opens up a whole nother, can of worms when it comes to college players getting paid and the NCAA using their likeness. So for me, that was very tough because I came into a team that was number one in the country. I was the number one recruit in the country that year, so there was a lot of people tugging at me, and we had a great recruiting class. So I know, in talking to all those guys that I came up with, there were so many stories and so many things that we had seen.
What are some of the most like outrageous ones?
Again, like you said, bags of cash, or a wardrobe full of clothes, or there's just so many things that are scary and wrong, and you don't know how to really understand it. You've never seen this type of stuff before, and yet you're having to deal with it. It just adds so much stress and anxiety, and you're just trying to get to your goal. You put the kid in a really tough place. I think it's a learning experience, but you take the player, you take that individual away, there's a lot of greed on every side. I really believe that.
You go to UCLA instead of Oregon, your dad's alma mater, near where you're from. That first game back at Oregon, when you're with UCLA, before the game ever even starts, Tell me about what happened.
Well, that was crazy. I think the week leading up to it, a number of crazy death threats. They're throwing stuff at my family, and it kind of got out of hand where.
I mean, you have a smile now telling
it's
me, but
funny. It's funny.
But it wasn't funny then
no,
for
it
you,
was
right?
not funny then, and I was fine with what was being, I guess, not literally thrown at me. It was quite literally thrown at my family, but I was just more worried about them. Like it was more so like, I know that my dad can handle it, my mom can handle it, my brother, sister.
Your grandma.
It was my grandma I was worried about. That was tough because she didn't understand it. She just wanted to be, she wanted to celebrate me and playing back in Oregon. Just wanting me to be loved was like so, wholesome, and that's just who my grandma was, and always, growing up always was. But that was the toughest part for me. But it was definitely a lot having seen that, and but for me it was a great environment, and we ended up winning and got a great road win.